Hey there, all you heroes out there, and welcome back to another episode of Watching Death Battle. That's right, we're going to react to the latest episode that just came out today. As of filming this, of course, it's probably 2 days later when you're seeing this, but hey, I can't get everything out same day now, can I? That's a lot of work. But we got a juicy one here today. The folks over at Rooster Teeth have brought us Po, the Kung Fu Panda, the Dragon Warrior of Awesomeness, versus Marvel's Iron Fist, who is also a Dragon Warrior. So this is guaranteed to be a very fun, rousing battle. Now, to explain some of my background with both of these characters, any of you who've watched me for any amount of time know that I am a huge superhero comic book nerd. So much of my time, energy, effort, history is spent with these characters from the pages of superhero comics, and the Iron Fist, Danny Rand, is no exception to that. Though he is certainly pretty low on my priorities list as far as superheroes go. That being said, hey, doesn't mean that I don't know a pretty good deal about him and don't take various amounts of inspiration from him. And as for Po, the Kung Fu Panda, well, just to start off with, Jack Black is like my all-time favorite just celebrity in general. My own singing style is very much modeled after Jack Black's. Not that you want to hear me go into it. When I say that, I mean when I actually sing in a way that is bearable to the ears for people. Like, that's just kind of my natural range and style. And I love pretty much all of his movies. I love Tenacious D. Then his work as Po is, well, to put it in a way that Po would, legendary. Now, just kind of going off where I think things will go here. Gut feeling coming out of the gates, I believe that the victor would be Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, unless they are going to factor in the completely non-canon cartoon TV shows for Po. If they use the TV shows, which personally I see no reason to, because they are not consistent with what he's capable of in the movies, and they are 100% non-canon, then, you know, Danny would probably just eventually overpower and outspeed Po. That being said, yeah, if those cartoons are being involved, then Po is probably got it pretty good. Even mostly just for sheer speed factor, honestly. Though the how quickly things end up getting in those cartoons, in those TV shows, is ridiculous. So that's just kind of where I'm basing things off of. As we jump in here, let's just see what they are going to be using and how we're good. I can totally talk. And just see kind of what details we have to go off of to figure out what their chosen victor is going to be. So let's go ahead and start.
Danny Rand, Marvel's Immortal Iron Fist.
Yes, the Immortal Iron Fist.
The chosen Kung Fu Panda. The way of Kung Fu
Panda!
Is full of hardship, but these two unlikely masters have shown that with the right training and determination, anyone can walk the path of the Dragon Warrior. He's whiz.
Hell yeah!
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Ha!
Every 10 years in the mountains of Tibet, the mystical lost city of
Kunlun, yes. Or as they called it in the TV show, Kunlun, which was not appropriate. There was a lot wrong with that TV show.
Best family vacation ever. But not so naturally, Wendell's business partner tagged along, Harold Meacham. who, surprise, had less than noble intentions.
So Wendell was
Bye-bye.
and his son Danny won the tragic backstory lottery when his mom died protecting him from wolves. Never trust a herald, folks.
Danny
But
survived
pretty
the
badass way to go, right?
Kunlun. Within the city's walls, he spent his formative years tirelessly training in pursuit of revenge.
He's mastered judo, Muay Thai, Aikido, pressure points, pretty much every cool fighting style around. He also gained a weird habit.
Basically every
of
martial arts
firing
style
a
there
dragon
is.
Whenever he's surprised. Oh, you know that guy's got at least like 6 silk dragon shirts in his closet.
That would be interesting foreshadowing. For when Danny turned 19, he had the chance to become the next.
I mean, who wouldn't have a bunch of
But he
silk
had to overcome one
dragon
final
shirts?
challenge, the immortal dragon, Shu Lao.
And like a badass, Danny walked up to Shu Lao's front door. Then, get this,
Yeah.
hugged the dragon until it fell unconscious, netting Danny a sweet chest tattoo and the
Defeating
chance
a
of
dragon in
defeating the
combat.
dragon.
Boomstick.
What? I was gonna say the creepy cauldron holding its heart. What are you thinking?
This act infused Shu Lao's chi with making him the immortal
Iron Fist.
With his newfound power, Iron Fist did what any vengeful orphan would, and left Kunlun to track down the bastard who killed his parents.
However, when he
All
found him,
these
the Iron
fighting
Fist saw
styles.
was a broken man. So he spared him, casting aside his past anguish to become a hero.
Oh, great. Another lesson about how revenge is bad and all that crap. Wiz, when
I mean,
find
generally
out what
is.
did in my grandpappy, make sure I finish the job.
I'll put it on my calendar. Thanks to his friend Luke Cage, Iron Fist was able to reconnect with the real world and co-found a team, the Heroes for Hire.
And when he wasn't
Heroes for Hire are
Iron
fun.
Fist was actually a pretty good dude who used his money to start a soup kitchen because he's yet another superhero who is secretly a billionaire by inheritance.
Together, the Heroes
Not
for Hire
really
fought many
secretly.
villains like Incinerator, Master Khan.
But he also doesn't need to use his money
yeah.
for
Down
his
with the
crime
establishment,
fighting.
Danny.
Well, that guy looks like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
named White Man.
Well, Whitey better watch out, because Iron Fist isn't just a fancy title. Danny can harden
Nope.
his fist on impact, hypnotize his foes, accelerate
Yeah.
his healing, make close-range Kamehameha kabooms, and even a giant energy dragon.
Sure
Look at
can.
Many of these chi powers were learned through the aptly named Book of the Iron Fist, a relic that has been held by every past Iron Fist. It even lets Danny open portals across dimensions.
I wish I had that
Luke.
book.
Yeah, that's cool and all, but why does he wear ballet slippers? Yellow dance shoes don't exactly strike fear into the enemy, you know?
They're Tai Chi shoes, pretty standard. Anyway, Iron Fist can absorb
Damn
not
right.
just chi, but all manner of naturally occurring power, like electromagnetism.
Yeah! Oh, so that's why he wears the slippers.
Danny can react
Yep.
on a microscope.
His chi allowed some
Hammer helicarrier,
frickin'
and has delivered
amazing
strikes comparable to
things.
hydrogen bombs. And being the Iron Fist, he is also one of the most martially skilled heroes in all of Marvel.
This guy
Injured
can
Phoenix,
go toe-to-toe
Force
with Boy
empowered
Scout
Namor,
super
yep.
soldiers like Captain
Sniper shot with
America,
hearing
and the
alone.
friendly neighborhood light-dodging Spider-Man. He even defeated the evil demon Mara. No, not the ball demon. I'm talking about the bull demon.
And after absorbing enough electromagnetic energy, he punched apart this train, surviving the resulting explosion that had enough force to, and I quote, make Hiroshima look like a sparkler.
So sensitive analogy aside, it's clear.
You're right.
Fist, glove, closed hand has some serious power. One time, he took in the chi of all the people of Kunlun to become this rad Kung Fu skeleton man. Watch out. he's
Iron
got a
Fist
foe
first
to pick with
replicated
pride.
skill till
All
advance
to
and
fight
power
an
afterward, who
Terminator
retains
called
for
the
archival.
One,
Yes.
who Danny had previously defeated.
Wish you really need to work on words better. Anyway, after Iron Fist threw the nameless robot off a cliff, it found Daddy Wendy himself and decided, hey, I should really take this guy's head and plop it onto my body. What the f? Who wrote this?
Schrodinger's dad aside, Iron Fist
There's
is
a
one
lot
of
of
the
messed
deadliest
up
Marvel
stuff.
heroes out there. No matter the challenge, he will always be there to keep the balance between Kunlun and the outside world.
I earned the Iron Fist, and no one can take that from me. Not even you.
Boom! Vaporize a dragon!
Legend tells of a dragon warrior so skilled and deadly in martial arts that his foes would go blind from overexposure to
To sheer awesomeness.
A fighter of unrivaled power, wisdom, and rotundity.
This is Zhao Po Ping, a panda born in the Valley of Peace. For the longest time, this valley only knew
Such fun movies.
But everything
It's
changed.
very well
The
written.
peacock and his army attacked.
Lord Shen.
Gary Oldman.
Saying his conquest would be stopped by a warrior of black and white, a panda.
So, in a fit of paranoia, Shen decided to genocide every panda in existence, forcing Poe's
self-fulfilling prophecies, right?
Away in a radish bugs. Jeez, we got real dark with the sequel, huh?
After some obligatory
Yeah,
Poe was taken in by a literal father goose named Pink.
Kung Fu Panda 2 is the best.
Day and night to be
So good.
a waiter at a noodle restaurant. Not the hardline warrior life I was expecting.
It was Poe's dream to be a martial artist. He idolized all things
Dragon Warrior, Kung Fu Sensei, noodle salesman.
His heroes, the
Master Oogway is the best. I love him so
However,
much.
He never expected to have the chance to actually explore that dream until the day of the Dragon Ceremony, where Master Oogway would select a chosen one to lead a new era of Kung Fu as the Dragon Warrior.
And to the shock of everyone, Master Oogway chose him. Talk about a freak accident.
There are no accidents, Boomstick. Despite some setbacks,
None.
Poe was actually quite gifted. He just needed the right motivation, a carrot on a stick.
Or more accurately, a dumpling.
Next to the
Dumpling
Furious
on a
Five,
stick.
Poe experienced the classic Shaolin animal styles, which are actual practice martial arts. Tiger
Hell yeah,
style
they
uses
are.
ferocious combos. Monkey style has unpredictable acrobatics. Mantis style uses fast
I
strikes.
freaking love
Tiger
martial
style
arts and
implements
Kung Fu,
fluid
like
movement.
myself.
And Crane style is all about sweeping hits.
But none of them suited Poe. So he made
Not
it.
quite.
You guessed it, Panda style.
Which is based on Dragon.
Dragon style, but
Oh, right there,
mostly
see?
based around using his roundness for defense, wearing down enemies until he gets an opening.
His body can
Yeah,
stop
Poe
most
never
of
really
it.
takes any damage from a
Wait
body
minute,
hit.
Even a cluck to the face. When he isn't overwhelming you with his pure fatness. Poe
I look
can
forward
launch
to Danny attempting to pressure point Poe, only for him to be immune to it.
and blind you with the Golden Lotus Clasp. Oh God, it's like looking into the sun.
But you have to be careful, or you could blind yourself with it.
What? Why wasn't that at the beginning of the instructions? I saw Poe do this in the movies.
Poe has been in much more than movies, like TV shows,
Okay.
where he picked up a lot of new powers. Such
So
as
they are using the TV shows. Go away, Banner. No one cares.
This shonen power-up lets Poe counter mind control, shoot beams of energy, and make a giant dragon construct that devours pretty much anything.
And of course, possessing
Yeah.
the hero's chi makes Poe comparable to the previous owners of it.
Including the Black Tortoise, who was powerful enough to stop this huge meteor from hitting Earth. Poe even defeated this.
Okay.
and absorbed the collective chi of the greatest fighters across China.
Poe's achievements gave him the admiration of his peers, but his journey to becoming a legend wasn't easy.
Yeah, big shocker. The orphaned panda dragon warrior raised by a goose in a noodle shop had a bit of an identity crisis. But through it all, Poe proved he can hang with the best of them.
He can
The
evade
chance
lightning
Tempest
blasts,
directly
chuck
to
a
produce
hammer
lightning
into
bolts
a
and behave
orbit,
similar to natural
and once
lightning,
cleared
so
an
speed should be
entire
comparable.
formation
Okay.
With just the flex of his pinky.
This is his signature technique, the Wuxi finger hold, a move that warps anyone caught in it to the spirit realm.
AKA the afterlife. No, really, characters who have canonically died can be found here. And even should Poe be unable to complete the hold, he can always use it on himself to bring his target to the spirit realm with him.
But despite the spirit realm being the afterlife and all that, death isn't always permanent. I mean, thanks to Poe's chi mastery, he can travel back home no problem.
And eventually,
Indeed.
he overcame the tragedy of his past and found his inner peace. In this state of mind, Poe has an immense amount of focus, enough to catch cannonballs.
A trick that proved handy when it came time to defeat that asshole Gary Oldman who killed his mom. Jack Black. Poe.
Poe now stands ready to teach the next generation, alongside his original father, who apparently survived, head and all.
What a nice ending.
After mastering chi,
Very
returning to the
nice.
spirit realm, and saving all of China, Poe has finally realized who he truly is.
I am the Dragon Warrior. Get it? See the giant dragon?
Oh!
All right, the combatant czar is set. Run the data through all possibilities.
But first, if you like cool
This'll be fun.
cartoons like Kung Fu Panda, check out Rooster Teeth's new show, Neon Convening.
Okay, well, we will go ahead and skip over that in a moment. So time to discuss who I think will win. And okay, so they're including the TV shows, which again, I personally would not do. They're 100% non-canon. That being said, good lord. Okay. They didn't really mention a whole lot in terms of speed for either of them, but they had a little side blurb for each where, as far as I can tell, the best speed feat that they mentioned for Danny was reacting to get to a bullet by sound alone, which, considering a bullet travels, a bullet travels faster than the speed of sound, doesn't it? Oh god, or does it? God, if it travels faster than the speed of sound, then being able to react to a bullet based entirely on sound should be impossible. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it doesn't. But regardless, they listed Poe's speed as being able to react to natural lightning, which is several dozen times faster, which is something that we also saw in the previous death battle, Mikasa and Blake. So based on the frames of data that they've given, based on sheer speed, that's gotta go to Poe, and as well as damage output as well, him being able to match the Tortoise Master that destroyed a meteorite heading for the planet, whereas the biggest feat of destruction that they gave Danny was the destroying the train with a nuclear bomb, or rather a punch that dwarfs a nuclear bomb, rather. But there wasn't a whole lot of actual numbers going into that either, or really specifically stating how it compares to that Hiroshima bomb, which, to be frank, the two bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki are pretty, as far as nuclear weapons go, they were the very first ones. They're very, very, very small compared to where you are capable of producing today, or what most, these high-level characters are capable of in these death battles as well. So that is its own whole bag of can of worms, rather. So I'm not really sure how to end up comparing those two, since we don't have really a hard frame of reference for Danny's, but then we also know that he can take on the special skeletal form of being made of like pure chi, which is going to be much, much more powerful than normal. But again, they didn't really have anything listed here to measure out exactly how much that is. And then the most powerful that I've seen Danny pull out was actually punching down a mountain, which is a whole other ball game, which would actually be a lot more comparable to the meteorite. In terms of durability, Poe has never had to survive a hit that big. All of the hits he's survived have been much, much smaller. So, in terms of durability, Danny surviving his own attack that was blah, 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 I would actually give the durability to Danny. But this is extremely difficult. In terms of special abilities, both can do pressure points, but Poe is immune to it. Both can transport transport around in between worlds, so that's not something that's going to be a big thing. Danny can mind control, but Poe is immune to that. There's a lot of things figuring together that are like they can both do, or one counters the other. This is probably the hardest one I've ever had to guess on, and oh god, I'm not sure. I have a perfect record going. So far. It's gonna be broken at some point. I know it's gonna be broken at some point. As much as I want Jack Black to win, as much as I love Poe, I am slightly leaning towards Danny. I know that Poe would have the speed advantage by far with what they presented in the side blurbs, but I'm not sure that Po can actually hurt Danny based on the durability they listed. But I know Danny can hurt Po. So I think this is going to wind up being a Mario Sonic situation where, like, for the most part, one is so much faster but can't actually hurt the other until the other finally just gets a lucky shot in. That's how I feel this is probably going to end up going. So I'm locking in my vote. The Iron Fist, I believe, will win. And if there's ever going to be one of these where my winning streak is cut down, then this is the one where I would welcome it and not be upset. But we'll see how that goes. So, we'll jump into the fight. Okay. Fighting or training in a dojo.
That was awesome! You were like, "Whoa," and then went Satsabooey! Who
That's
are you?
very, very close to Jack Black.
The dragon.
Oh, no way! Me too! Do you want to spar?
With you? All right, buddy. Show me what you got.
Oh yeah, may the best dragon win!
This is very expressive so far. Boom!
Dragon strike!
Okay. That was a good spot. Oh, boom!
Focus, focus.
Ha! Boom!
You can use chi too?
Oh, these...
Interesting.
So
Yeah, so cool! Yes! Po would be geeking out at this so much.
cool! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
A very comical fight.
How about we both stop holding back?
Totally!
Huh. Just eating through it. Oh, neat. I'm not so sure about the sound direction here so far. Something about this isn't quite...
What are you doing?
Oh, you know this hold.
No.
Oh, well, you're about to learn it. Hey! Give you a break. Okay, it's time for me. Skadoosh.
Skadoosh! Yes, there had to be a skadoosh. Boom! In the spirit world.
Nice view, huh? Golden Lotus Back. Oh. Yeah.
Danny doesn't need his eyes.
Feel the power of chi.
Boom! Okay, dragon form?
Feel the thunder.
Part of the dragon. Still fighting. Spirit of the dragon, lend me your power.
This doesn't feel nearly as fast-paced as I expected it to, is what I'm really... Okay, skeleton form and his own dragon. So we got giant spirit dragons fighting.
The papa.
Oh. And... Okay, well, I think that's it. Yeah.
That was so cool. Wait till Master Shifu hears about this.
Okay, well, let's hear what they have to say.
I'm coming. I guess Po got his fill of iron, am I right? Sure the panda wedding wasn't some fluke accident, though?
There are no accidents, Boomstick. But due to his credit, Iron Fist's superior speed did help him hold
Superior
up for time.
speed? That is not what I expected to hear.
Danny could move in a microsecond and hang with light timers.
And while Poe was very skilled, his experience didn't quite stack up to Danny's, who has been training all his life.
Okay.
And that's about where this chubby panda starts taking all the wins. Poe's mastery of chi could counter Danny's hypnosis, and his fat belly stopped any pressure point shenanigans. In fact, anything Iron Fist
Right.
could dish out, Poe could bounce back from. Sometimes literally.
Iron Fist punches have been compared to hydrogen bombs, which sometimes cap at 50 megatons. However, when compared to the not tactfully described exploding train, he could have around 10,000 times the power of the Little Boy bomb.
Putting Iron Fist...
How do you get that number?
150 megatons of TNT. Really powerful, but Poe had it beat.
Poe could clear away this giant cloud formation with just his whooshy fingerhold, a technique he mastered before he even knew chi existed. With chi, Poe and other fighters like him have done far more insane feats.
Like the Black
Okay.
Tortoise and that extinction-level meteor stuff. Something that would
Yes.
require, just a little over 600,000 times more power than the Iron Fist and
Okay.
punch.
So that's where we're saying, not sure where the numbers were being compared to. Focus is too much for him to take, other folks are able to, even overloading the point of self-destruction.
Making this the exact kind of match he would excel in.
Not to mention, Poe's whooshy fingerhold was an instant win, right?
Well, kind of. As long as
Not
he
really.
had the Book of the Iron Fist, he could theoretically make a portal out of the spirit realm, assuming Poe didn't eat him first.
And remember, after coming to terms with his conflicting emotions and returning from the spirit realm, Poe had gained true mindfulness.
Not unlike the path to enlightenment taken to achieve nirvana.
Man, that's
Which
some
is
stuff
something
for a
that
bear voiced by
Danny
Danny.
also
Sort of
has.
implies Poe can move between the mortal realm and the afterlife at will, making it questionable if death by conventional means even matters to him, crazy as it sounds.
And anyway, against Poe's overwhelming toughness, counters, and power, Iron Fist wasn't putting him down in the first place. He just didn't have the stomach to bear it.
Oh
The
god.
winner is Poe.
Alright, well let's see where our next battle
This
is.
episode of Death Battle. Come back next week to see previews of our upcoming matchups. If you want to watch more stuff, you can click the boxes right around here, and you can always pick up some DB merch at store.roosterteeth.com.
Steven! Oh. Okay, Star Butterfly. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'll definitely be looking forward to that. I've never seen Star versus the Forces of Evil, but I love Steven Universe. I love Steven Universe. It is in my top 10 all-time favorite shows. It's probably my current best cartoon of this generation or previous generation, I guess, since it's ended. But oh my god, that'll be exciting. That'll be exciting for sure. I'll like to see how that goes. But, let's see here. So, this is my first official loss, and I was already really on the fence, and my gut did tell me that it was probably going to be Poe, but I wanted to go Danny just because, I feel like some of the presentation, I don't know, I did forget that they mentioned Danny keeps up with people who are light speeders, which, of course, would absolutely put him past lightning speed Poe. So I ended up kind of having that flipped around. But I do find it questionable that they say that Danny probably wouldn't be able to absorb Poe's chi just because other people tried to and failed before. I don't feel like that necessarily means that, someone like Kai scales to Danny in that regard. And I don't feel like just because Poe is able to match someone who's able to exert that much raw damage output means that he is capable of taking that much damage, because we have never seen what Poe is actually able to withstand in terms of upper limits of sheer damage. Probably because they don't want to actually beat up the poor guy in these movies mostly made for kids. But but again, like, damage output is not the same as survivability. And also, Danny's punch that obliterated the train that they're saying could be as many times, 1,000 times stronger than the Hiroshima bomb. That did not take into account his most powerful form either. He did not use his most powerful form for that move. That was him as basic Danny without his ultra supreme chi form. So I also find it very, there's a lot here that I feel like is questionable or up in the air for interpretation. But with all that set aside, I'm not unhappy with it. I'm very much happy with Poe coming out on top. That is, I love him. I love Poe. I love Jack Black. So that I'm not disagreeing with. I'm just saying this is one where I feel like there's a lot of room for other forms of interpretation. The fight itself, the animation itself, very, very much full of personality on Poe's side. I don't feel like they did a great job of conveying Danny's personality very much. But also, it just didn't feel as fast-paced enough as I expected a full-on Kung Fu battle to be. The sound direction at some points didn't feel super tight to me. Like there's a lot of these blows did not actually feel like they had as much weight behind them as they probably should have. But overall, it was a fairly, I put it maybe just a little above average for the fight animation, just because Poe's personality shone through so much. And actually, I want to check their credits here. And did they not list? They don't list their voice actors in the video description. That seems like a not so very cool thing. Okay, well, I'll go back and double check what their voice actors, because that sounded extremely close to Jack Black, but not quite. Okay, hold on, I got that out of the way, so let me go back here. Okay, go ahead. Yes, okay, blah, 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 blah. Winner, Poe. And, okay, what do we have here? Voices of, okay, Poe. Austin Lee Matthews. Austin Lee Matthews, I could tell the slight variations between you and Jack Black's voice, but that was phenomenal. Like, that was absolutely borderline perfect. You really captured his nerdiness, his sheer giddiness and excitement. Just all around really, really good stuff. But yeah, so that's all how I feel about this death battle, and I'll go ahead and take this time to let you all know that I'm currently working on designing the world, characters, story, yada yada for a fighting game based on on a lot of martial arts stuff. It's gonna be kind of like a Street Fighter, Fatal Fury kind of situation, but this is about battles through time. So it's gonna involve a true pirate. One of the characters is a pirate, a robot. There's a big mix in there. Got to have the standard Shoto fighter, of course, but the high school the high school prodigy in there, as well as a French knight. So a whole bunch, a big mix in there. At the moment, I have a cast or roster of 20 characters for this fighting game idea that I'm developing, and hopefully I'd be able to actually get it made as a real game at some point. That would be the dream, right? That would be the dream. So just throwing that out there, letting you guys know that that there's going to be videos about that coming down the pipeline eventually. Also, still Pokemon the Sentinel region coming out eventually. A lot of big projects. But that's all an aside. I just wanted to take the opportunity to plug that since this is a Kung Fu battle. But that all out of the way, guys. Thank you all for watching me have this reaction. Make sure you absolutely go check out the original video. Link is in the description. And that'll do it here. That battle deserves itself a great big hell yeah!